Hi everybody, Jennifer Blevins-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today we're going to talk about billing secondary insurances. I know I've done another video a long time ago about billing secondary insurances, but this is to dovetail off of that and add to it because as I am working, I'm learning new things every day, and I have had some things brought to my attention about secondary payers that I wanted to deliver to all of you so that you're aware. There are some states that if you bill their Medicaid plan as a secondary, they do not accept electronic claims. That means you would have to have them submitted on paper, like old school on HCFA 1500 forms. And sometimes they require a little bit additional information on those forms as well. For example, Medicaid of Texas does need paper HCFA forms, and I think they're in the process of changing that over to accepting the electronic claims. But one of the things that they need on those HCFA paper forms is the taxonomy code, not only for the practice or the billing entity in which you're billing, but also for the rendering provider. Sometimes those taxonomy numbers can be the same and sometimes they're different, and they definitely go in different boxes on the HCFA 1500 form. These are the kind of things that you need to be aware of. So hopefully you have hired a billing specialist for in-house, or you're working with a billing company so that they can help you stay abreast of all of this and make sure that you're not going to have any delays in submissions of your claims. And they'll also make sure that you're billing everything the way that you need to so that you don't have the delays. It's hard to keep up with all the changes in medicine when it comes to compliance, regulations, code changes, claim changes, and then trying to keep up with all of the insurances and their changes and the requirements for billing certain services. I mean, it's so hard. So it's definitely fair to have people who specialize in certain areas to help you stay on top of this and make sure that you are doing things the way they need to be done. Sometimes Medicare will forward claims onto the secondary insurance. Of course they will if there's a Medicare supplemental plan on file for a patient, because they're aware of that and they automatically forward it. But sometimes Medicare will also go ahead and forward it to another secondary insurance that the patient might have, like a Medicaid plan. There are other times that they won't. So it's important to know if your state Medicare plan will do that. And if they don't, then who is going to do that for you? Is that what your billing in-house specialist is going to do for you? Hopefully so. Or your billing company. You need to know the time in between of them receiving the adjudication from the primary insurance to them submitting to the secondary. Does your staff understand that there might be some weird kind of data in the patient's chart showing that the primary has processed, but then it looks like there's a patient balance, but there really isn't because it's been forwarded on to a secondary insurance to see if they'll pay for that difference? Have you educated your staff about all of this? Secondary, tertiary insurances can be really confusing for everyone involved, but the more you communicate to one another and educate one another, the better it's going to go. So find out if your local Medicaid programs require either an electronic claim to be sent if they're secondary, or if they require a paper HCFA 1500 be sent to them via snail mail or just traditional mail. That's going to make a big difference in your processes in your office, your workflows, how the timing for getting paid from these entities is going to be. It affects a lot of things, so the more aware of it you are, the better in the long run. If you work in a state that you know has a weird kind of nuance about a secondary insurance, not just Medicaid, but anything listed as a secondary that you feel other people should be aware of, please leave that in the comments below. If you have any questions about this or an experience you would like to share with everybody, please leave that in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.